Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Clap, clap your hands. Clap, clap your hands. Everybody go ahead and clap, clap your hands. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it going. If you're ready to live your life by design, let me hear you say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me hear you say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give yourselves a round of applause for being such an amazing audience. Wow. I love tonight. What's up, my cheese and my chives? Now, there are so many ideas to play with, so many ideas to implement, led by some of the world's greatest speakers and coaches and trainers. You know what? Let's go ahead and give them a huge round of applause. My. I just feel like they covered everything, like I don't even know what to say anymore. But I do love the metaphors they gave upon life, like living your life as a rock star or leading your business like a marathon. I love how we can compare life to all sorts of things. What's your metaphor for life? What can you say your life is like? Do you compare life like a book, a gift, a dance? Or is it like a roller coaster, a test, a war? I know my little nephew says, life is like a video game. Like Super Mario Brothers. Now for me, life is like a major motion picture. Imagine for a moment your life as a major motion picture. And the world is your set. And you're assigned as the leading actor or leading actress, as well as the director, the writer, the casting director, and the producer. What kind of movie are you producing? Is it an action or adventure film, a scary movie, a comedy, or if you're like me, all of the above? But I also want to ask you, what scenes have taken place in your life to get you to the point to where you're sitting right now? What scenes did you have to go through and overcome? And what about those moments where you just wanted to freeze or slow down each and every single frame or fast forward? And who's in your cast? Who have the major roles in your life? Who would you like to have less screen time with? And if your thoughts are the music or score for your movie, what kind of soundtrack are you constantly playing? Which tracks do you like and want to keep? Which tracks do you want to start letting go? Now, I share this metaphor because acting, theater, film, writing, directing is what I've been doing and studying extensively for over a decade now. It's what I teach, it's what I coach. Now, when I went to UCLA, I thought I was studying the art of acting, but I realize now it was more than that. I was studying the art of human behavior, because whenever I'd be given a script, I was studying the psychology of the character, the way the character thinks, moves, walks, embody the way the character breathes. I would study and explore the character's relationships, circumstances, motives, their life, their purpose, their life's purpose. I would really go deep into their story. So it was more than just the art of human behavior, but it was also the art and depth of storytelling. I'm a storyteller. You're a storyteller. I believe we're all storytellers in one form or another because we all have stories to tell. Here's my quick story. My parents migrated from the Philippines to the United States on very little money. They didn't have very much going over there, but they did the best they could with what they had during that time. They had my sister, who was a major positive influence in my life. I was born. And I really loved my childhood because I would play all kinds of games, baseball to cricket, right? Or hide and go seek, riding bikes. And if there wasn't a game to play, I would make one up, even if it was by myself. I also graduated from high school, played sports there, graduated from college, had some pretty cool jobs, and met some incredible people along the way. That's me. But there's also another part of my story. The plot wasn't always so fancy. I did go through some challenges. I've been teased, I've been judged, I've been put down because of the color of my skin, or the way I looked, or for the things that I really love doing. I've failed and been rejected many, many times, and there have been many, many times where I wanted to try new things but didn't because I was always afraid of what other people might think about me, or for the simple fact that I wasn't good enough. I've been hurt, I've been alone. I've also lost a few important people in my life. And about a year ago, my dad was rushed to the hospital because there was something going wrong with his health. I was on the other side of the country, so I couldn't be by his side. But I called the hospital to check in with my dad. He picks up the phone and says, "Hello?" I go, "Hey, Dad, how's everything going?" And then there was silence. And I could just hear my dad crying on the other side of that phone. And then he says, "Anak," which means my child in my language. "I wish you were here with me." There was a moment in my life, several moments actually, where I would ask myself all sorts of questions like, what's the meaning for my life? What am I doing with my life? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I capable of more? Why do I feel so incomplete? It was like I was doing a character analysis on myself because I wanted to know where my movie was moving towards. Fortunately, along the way, I got myself involved with personal development. The self-help world, or as some people say, the shelf-help world. And I would study it like I would study a script. You know, I was studying the psychology of success, why winners would win, why others didn't, why those that would succeed would continue to succeed. I would take trainings and workshops and seminars, and I did this to stay in the right mind frame, to stay on the right track. Because it's like a vehicle, right? You stop putting gas in the vehicle stops running, so I try to keep my engine full with all the fuel I can get. But even with all this studying and training and fuel, I still wasn't fully fulfilled. You know, I've been speaking and performing on a wide range of platforms all around the world, connecting with all kinds of people, inspiring them, teaching them, me being a student, me learning from them. And as I engage in conversations with these amazing people, young, old, upper class, lower class, the happily married to the happily unmarried, from the CEO to the young kid on the streets, I realized that while all different, they all had one thing in common. They wanted to change something in their life. Like they wanted some kind of shift, or felt a shift taking place. And this could be, based on relationships, their health, business, career, or personal goals. They just knew something was more. And this got me excited because I realized that my movie wasn't that much different from theirs. I went over to my sister's house to go visit my nephew Moses. He's 8 years old. And I go, "Where is he?" My sister says he's upstairs. And so as I go up the stairs and approach the room, I could hear him laughing and playing, just talking. Sounds like he's having a great time with his friends. But when I opened the door, he's laughing and playing and talking all by himself, like just running from one side of the room to the other side of the room. And then I go, "Hey, Moses." He goes, "Hi, Uncle." And I go, "What are you doing?" Then he says, "I'm imagining."
This is my imagination time.
I was like, he has imagination time? That's so cool. And then I'm getting more curious. Yeah, give that a round of applause. The thing is, I got more curious and I asked him, where did you get that from? He said,
The angels.
what angels? He said,
The angels, there's a body angel and a brain angel. The body angel lives near my heart and gives me the answers, and the brain angel tells me what to say or write it down.
okay, this had to be one of the most profound things I've heard anyone say. And then he goes,
Okay, Uncle, could you close the door now? I'd like to imagine.
it's so cool. And so I go over to him, give him a hug, and close the door. And after speaking with my nephew and thinking about the conversations I've had with people, I ponder on the thought of how much imagination time we're giving ourselves. How much are we utilizing this powerful tool? And I'm not talking about the disempowerment of the imagination, clouding us up with worry, overwhelm, frustration, negative thoughts, fears. I'm talking about the empowerment of the imagination where we can dream big and think big and play with ideas beyond our imagination. I mean, it's something so simple yet so profound. It can revolutionize your life. It can revolutionize your industry. It can revolutionize the world. I mean, Walt Disney and Steve Jobs and Mother Teresa, Gandhi, many, many other people did it. Why not you? The imagination is the biggest playground in the universe. How big are you really playing? So in your next scene or next shift, I invite you to give yourself the permission to honor that imagination time again, to give back the wings back to your body angel and your brain angel again, and just let them soar. That's the first thing I want to leave you with. The second thing I want to leave you with is tapping back into your passions. And I know a lot of speakers were speaking about that, and it's because it's for a reason. It's super important. And now we're talking about passions that light you up, things that light you up now or even when you were a kid, whether it be dancing, singing, writing, painting, drawing. What is it for you? And if you already are, how can you take that passion to a grand new level? And I say this because in these conversations with people, I realize and learn that they're not doing the things they love anymore or aren't doing it as much as they love to. And this could be for a number of valid reasons. Time, money, circumstances, they get distracted with other things. But as a result, things become routine. Doing the same thing year after year, caging themselves up without even knowing it, and eventually losing sight of what used to fill them up. They stop living in full expression. L-I-F-E, living in full expression. Not half, not a quarter, not an eighth, but full. Wayne Dyer, an author, speaker, and I had a conversation after one of his workshops. And he shared something with me so profound that I want to share with you. And he said, don't die with your music still in you. Meaning, don't die with your gifts, your talents, your passions, your ideas that are seated within you. And don't just do it when you can, do it while you can. And this might be a big stretch for us, but like Jack Canfield, author, speaker, and my mentor, he says everything you want in life is just outside your comfort zone. See, one big stretch for me is dancing. It was a passion that I had ever since I was a young kid. And I really loved it. I did it at family parties, school dances, you name it, I did it. But I put it away because life caught up with me, or I caught up with life. And then I wanted to revisit it, but I didn't because I was afraid what other people might think about me. So I never really fully ignited it. Until now. Now, I realize and think about the shifts that are taking place across the globe. And I realize that our passions and talents, our gifts are needed. And people say we're living in a dark place. And I want you to imagine this candle as your talents, your gifts, your story, your message. If everyone lit their candle, this world will never be a dark place. And my question to you is, who are you lighting this for? This is for my mom, my dad, and my dad's health as he gets stronger and stronger. This is for my family. This is for your family. This is for the people in India and all around the world. And this is for this little kid that sits inside of us and now stands tall and says, I'm ready. It's time. So what I want to share with you is that it's time.